Hey guys, what's going on? Adam Say Exotics, welcome back to the channel. If you are new, please do me that massive favour. I always ask of you guys, please smash that subscribe button. You're going to want to do that for the giveaway anyway. Check back on the last video. Leave a like, drop a comment, and while you're there, why don't you ting that notification bell so you don't get to miss the next video. So guys, if you remember the last video, which was the giveaway announcement video, I did sort of reach out to some of you guys, and if you had any ideas for videos that you wanted me to cover, then to fire them across. And to be fair, quite a few of you have done that, so thank you very much to everyone that has taken the time to request sort of video from me. Now today's video, I'm going to base it on one of those sort of requests. I can't remember who asked it, so I do apologise. I'll try and put their name in the description box down below. But basically they were asking me, how do I set up my ball python hatchlings? And I thought, what a great video. There's so many different ways to do it. We've all heard the expression, there's more than 2 ways to skin a cat, right? And it truly does exist in this hobby. There's so many ways to reach the same result, and as long as that same result is the same, and that's, you know, optimal care for the animal, making sure they're healthy, making sure they're fed, making sure they're clean. It doesn't matter how we get there, as long as the destination is the same. As long as we're all going to the same destination, that's all that really matters. So I'm going to show you how I set up my babies, because I have changed it from what I used to do. I'm forever evolving, I'm forever changing things. I'm you know, clutching at ideas or looking at how other people do things, and I'm bringing them into my own sort of my own room, if you like, and sort of figuring out the best way to do it with what I've got, you know, with the temperatures of the room, with the space I've got. So I'm always finding new ways and challenging myself to find better ways to look after these incredible animals. So I'm going to take you through what I do with this rack behind me. Obviously this is the adult rack, and I'll obviously take you through the baby rack and sort of go through exactly what I do from coming out of the egg to where they are now. You know, some of them have had, you know, 4 or 5 feeds at the moment. So, you know, this is not a how-to video, guys. I'm not telling you this is how you should do yours or how you should look after your animals. This is just simply how I do it, and like I said, I have changed from what I used to do, and I'll explain what I used to do in a few moments, and I'll probably change again. It's just how I do it right now and what works for me, and I'm happy, you know, with what I've, you know, the pattern that I found and how I'm doing things. So if you want to do it the same way as me, feel free. But don't come to me if it goes wrong, that's all I'm saying, because what I'm doing works fantastically for me, but it might not work so well for you. So once again, thank you for that question, or that request should I say, and I'll try and leave your name down below. I just can't remember it at the moment. I'm truly sorry for that. So let's take a look at this rack behind me first, and I'll sort of go through how I set them up and why. Okay guys, so obviously this is the new rack that I got. Loads of comments about this rack and how cool it is. I absolutely love this rack. In love with this rack. Now if I move my stool out of the way, excuse the mess of the room, guys. As you can see there, it's 11 high, 3 across, so it's 33 of the 33 litre really useful boxes. Obviously the smoked ones, I think it looks absolutely fantastic, the black on black, and I've even found a place for my new photos, which I got from Darren and Eric at Neighbours Constrictors, and they're of the actual snakes that I purchased from them. And I think if you spend over a certain amount with those guys, you get one of these of the snake, and a little goodie bag with, I think, t-shirts and stickers and mugs and all that sort of thing. So definitely go check out those. So guys, as you can see, I've explained this before, but this has 4 thermostats running this, because I think it needs it. It's obviously a large unit. It's probably, I'm 6'4" almost, and this is, you know, a good 6 inches taller than me. So it's quite a big unit. It's very blimmin' heavy. It took forever to try and manoeuvre from the pallet outside when it was delivered to actually getting it inside the room. But I'll show you what I do. It's really simple. So this is a male pastel calico, and as you can see, a water bowl, Reptor chip as my substrate, spot cleaning required. And that's it. Simple as that. That really is it. Now I don't keep hides in it. A couple of them have got hides, but I don't keep hides in here because, as you can see, if you take a look sort of there as I close the drawer, you can see the shadow there. Now that's pitch black at the back of that tub, as you can see there, it's just getting darker and darker. So I don't feel the need to put a hide in there with them. Now I do have a couple with a hide, if I can remember which ones have a hide. Which ones have a hide? Oh yeah, this Bumblebee girl has a hide, and she needs spot clean as well. Oh, she never uses it, so I'm going to take that out. And a couple of others have hides, but none of them have ever used it. So basically what I do, there's a nice pastel girl there, she's going into shed, she's laid for me. She's a good girl, good breeder. Anyway, I'm going off track. So what I do with the adults is just ReptiChip as the substrate. Obviously it's controlled by these 4 thermostats. I've got 2 there and I've got 2 down there, and this is obviously controlling level 7 to 9, 4 to 6, 1 to 3 and so on. I haven't got that labelled yet. Don't ask me why it's not in order. It's just the way I've done it at the time. You can see a purple tag on there. Now what this purple tag means, and you'll see a bit more of them on the actual hatching rack. A yellow tag means that they are in shed. So basically just one of these, and I just simply click that on there like that. That tells me it's in shed, so I just got to watch out for a shed, make sure there's enough humidity. But as you can see from these tubs, there's enough humidity in there, but it's not so much as a dripping. That's just perfect amount for me. Obviously when I did first put the ReptiChip in, it was quite wet. I had to keep wiping it down, which is a pain in the bum. But now as it's dried out, it sort of keeps perfect humidity. But these purple clips, this basically means, and this is my own system, when I went round and fed, this one didn't feed. So the purple tags lets me know that I'm to offer that one food before anything else without a purple tag. And as you can see, coming down here, we've got quite a few purple tags. So none of those fed the last time, so they get offered first. Just a simple system that I use, nothing too crazy, but that's it. Each one has obviously their ID on the front, and that's just a little adhesive plastic wallet, and these custom cards that were made by DS Pythons. I'll leave his link in the description box down below if you want to see, get some cool stuff from him made. So here we have, oh, got another shed. Ooh. So here we have 2 that have moved up from the 4 litre rubs, and they're now in a 33 litre divider. So we have a pastel leopard that I produced last season, and we have a cinnamon het pied girl that came from Darren and Eric also. Obviously once they get too big for their side, they graduate into their own 33 litre, and as you can see, all of those, and all of those are currently empty. So lots of space for grow-ons to go into. I might actually even get, because this is 3 wide, you can get them, or I can get them made 2 wide and 5 high. I might get another stack there, so another 20 tubs there, taking that to 50. Not yet, but in the future, that's what I think I'll do. So anyway, that's how I keep the adults. Nothing special. Very, very basic, very, very simple. I do need to today at some point go around and spot clean, but I might leave it because here we have a nice fresh box of ReptiChip ready to go. I need to do a few complete change outs, so I'll probably do that instead of actually just spot cleaning, or I might do a mix and match. But that's it, guys. Really simple. Temperature wise, I'll show you with my temp gun. They're pretty consistent temperatures. Got a shed as well. This is playing up. So at the moment, sorry darling, let me get where the heat mat is. At the moment, there you go, that's saying 91, and that's absolutely fine. I sort of, 88 to 92 is the range I find, you want to be at. That one's saying 93, so that's a little 92, 93. I can live with that, that's absolutely fine. If we come down to this guy here, it's showing you different levels. It says 87, but I need to get sort of past that. So 88, 88, 89, 88. So that's sort of perfect temps. It's within the range, and you're never going to get perfect temperatures on every level are being exactly the same. You're going to get a difference, but this is absolutely fine. As long as we're in that range, they're perfect, they're good to go, they're happy, they thrive, they feed, they breed, everything that I need them to do. So that is the 33 litre adult rack. So guys, this is my hatchling rack. I've said it before, but this holds 66 of these 3 litre Braplast tubs, or you can take out 2 of the tubs there and replace it with 1 4 litre rub. Now I've done that with some of the bigger holdbacks, but I will be getting another one on top of here just for those 4 litres, so I can keep this solely to the 3 litre Braplast. Now this is run on 2 heat cables and 2 thermostats. One heat cable, 116 metre heat cable fits this absolutely perfectly, leaves about, I don't know, just under a foot of heat cable left. But I did have to put 2 on this, but as you can see, it's actually 2 units sort of on top of each other, but that's absolutely fine. Now, what do I do differently in terms of temperature between the babies and the adults? Absolutely nothing. I try and keep them in the exact same range as I do the adults, because, you know, in the wild they're no different. They're exposed to the same temperatures, the same climate as the adults, obviously. So why would you want to do anything different? The only thing different is obviously the size of the enclosure, and also the substrate. I don't use substrate for babies because obviously they could be a bit finicky with eating. Some people, some of them are drop feeders, and I don't want them sort of ingesting any substrate. So I just try to keep it as clean as possible on paper towel. Now the holdbacks, I do normally keep them on ReptiChip, but until I had that sort of batch made up, I didn't have any ready, so they will be getting changed onto ReptiChip, just because obviously it helps with their sheds and things like that. With the babies, I can obviously, because I'm looking at them every single day, either checking for sheds or feeding, I can keep a closer eye on them. So as you can see, we're filling up nicely. That's 3 clutches worth in there. The first clutch was the Butter Calico clutch, and the second one was the Black Pastel Vanilla, and the third one is the banana stuff. So the bananas, the pastel banana, the fireflies, and all that sort of stuff. This will all be full. They're all empty at the moment, obviously. This all will be full. I've still got another 6 clutches in the incubator and another 1 to go, so that should take my, what's that, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9, so 10 clutches, 11 clutches, something like that. So that's pretty cool for me. So let's open one of these tubs and show you what I do. Again, as you can see, they've all got their name tags on of what I think they are, and what I do is, once they shed, as you've noticed, there's a tub here. It's got a tag, but it's got no feeding card. Now I always put a tag on there, but I don't give them a feeding card until they've shed, just so I know that they're still to shed. Now this one is obviously being kept rather wet, because this one has not shed yet. All of his clutch mates has, so this one is just being kept nice and damp and humid, just to aid that shedding process. But as soon as he does that, he will get one of these cards assigned to him. Now this is just, again, from DS Pythons. I'll leave his link in the description down below. He has these made up. Basically I just put the hatch date, sex, the ID I haven't put on the X, I haven't figured all the IDs out, clutch number 3, what it is, and the parents, and obviously there's loads of empty spaces for feeding dates and sheds and things like that. So let's open this. I need 2 hands for this, so bear with me. So there we go. So that's basically how I keep them. I do sometimes put a hide in there, but what I would normally do is put like a toilet roll hide in there, not an actual plastic one, because I think it takes up too much space in this tub. Do they need it? I don't think they do. They're all feeding absolutely fantastic, so I don't feel the need to. Again, when you push this back, it's pretty dark in there. You can see that shadow. It's a pretty dark tub because of the black melamine, so they do fine without it. Do they benefit from it? Yeah, they probably would benefit from it. Do they need it? Obviously not, because these are thriving and feeding extraordinarily well. If I had some that weren't feeding, I'd definitely put some sort of hide in there. Like I said at the beginning of the video, guys, this is how I do it. You might not agree with it, you might not like it, you might say they need a hide, they can't survive without a hide. Listen, I've been doing this a long time, and they don't need a hide. Only really tricky feeders could benefit from a hide, but they don't need it as long as they've got some sort of security. And in this rack and the rack behind me, it's the darkness of the tub. Yes, these are clear tubs, but you saw from the shadow how dark it gets at the back of that tub. And I'll show you the temperature as well. If I can open that, let's open this one. Excuse the really bad camera worship. So there we go. So that is 88.5. Again, 88 to 92 is where I'd like it to be. I'd like it to be a bit on the cooler side in the hatching rack, only because the tubs are a lot shorter, and obviously we want to keep the chance to thermoregulate a lot better with these guys. So that's sitting at 90 degrees. Again, that's absolutely fine. And I could even go to one of these bottom tubs that are empty and give that a quick scan. That's sitting at 91. And then the very bottom one, which is always the problematic one, that's sitting at the moment 86. That's because I've just turned down the bottom ones, because obviously I don't need them, so they're just cooling down. That's still at 88, so they are cooling down. That was about 89 earlier, but I've literally turned them ones down because I don't need them to be hot, obviously, only for that side. But that's basically all I do for the hatchlings. It's nice and simple. I mean, it's not rocket science. As long as they've got their fresh water, as long as they've got somewhere to hide. In this instance, it's the back of the tub because it's nice and dark. If they weren't feeding, I'd know I'd have a problem and I'd have to do something. But that's pretty much how I keep my babies from the eggs. What I used to do that is different. Let me turn this camera around. Let me turn the camera around so you can see my ugly mug again. There we go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So what I used to do, guys, in terms of from when they come out of the egg, I used to put them all into one V18 tub, let them shed together, and then separate them into individual tubs. I don't do that anymore. One, because I don't have the V18 tubs. I think those 3 litre Braplast tubs are too small to put a whole clutch in, so I set them up individually. So many people do it different ways. I know Billy from Mutation Creation leaves them in the incubator until they hatch. Some people put them in the same tub. Some people separate them. This is how now I've chosen to do it. It just means I can keep a better eye on each individual animal. I know exactly when they shed. I can put the date of when that individual animal shed and not just guess it. If you put loads of animals in an enclosure and you want to record the shed date, you don't know what one shed when, if that makes sense. So that works perfect for me. It's how I choose to do it. It's working. I'll continue to do it that way. If I find another way in the meantime, I'll explore it. If it works out better for the animals, of course I'll explore it. But that's pretty much it, guys. Nice and simple. If you've got any questions about that, please put them down below. If you want to ask me a private question, please DM me through Instagram or at taexotics@gmail.com. You know I'll be all too happy to get back to you. But that's it, guys. That really is it, a nice simple video. Now I've got a couple of videos planned for the next few days, again viewer requests, so if you've got any more, bring them in, keep chucking them in. Fantastic, it gives me sort of ideas of, you know, of what people want to see, so it's absolutely brilliant. So guys, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you're all keeping safe. If you're in the UK, I hope you're enjoying this glorious weather that we're having. Well, I know that I'm having the glorious weather where I am, down south. I know up north is a bit wet and windy, but it's been fantastic here. Guys, stay safe. I hope you're sort of getting back to some sort of normality with the whole COVID situation. I know we are down here, but still stay safe and just sort of be smart about it. So until next time, guys, thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. The sooner we get to 2,500, the sooner I can do that giveaway for that awesome pastel banana baby that I showed in the last video. Until then, guys, take care. Thank you for all your support. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I'll see you next time.